Hi and welcome back. In this video, I'm sharing a recent trip that I took to Italy. I'm going to share some of the sights in Milan, Lake Como, and Bellagio. We took a train from Switzerland into Milan, and one of the most famous sites in Milan that you will see is Duomo, which is a large cathedral. It's very beautiful, and you go there. There's restaurants all around the church in the area where you can sit and just have a beautiful view of the church. And people watch. It's just the perfect place to do that. There's also a beautiful mall area that you can go to where there's also restaurants and, of course, shopping in there. There is the Leonardo da Vinci statue that you can see, but it's just a beautiful place to just kind of go and sit and watch people or just walk around and just enjoy the beautiful views. It's a really nice city. During the time that we were there, they were getting ready for Milan Fashion Week. So there was a lot of security and a lot of people in the city for that upcoming event. Milan is really known for shopping. I think it is the fashion capital of the world. So you see lots of fashions and lots of opportunities to buy clothing and whatnot if you're not into just walking around and seeing the sights. It's really pretty. Very pretty place. From Milan, we took a day trip into Lake Como, which was also a really pretty place and the start of a beautiful adventure. We went from Lake Como by boat, which you'll see here coming up. We're here in Lake Como here, and then we took a boat from there into Bellagio. And on that boat ride, we passed through Menaggio, Comensina Island, I think it's called, Verena, and Cernobio. So lots of little islands along the way where people live and vacation. But it was beautiful. I really enjoyed this part. This was probably one of the most beautiful places that I had ever seen. So very nice. And I would really love to one day go back here. So all of this is still Lake Como. And coming up here pretty soon, we should be getting on the boat. It was about maybe a 2-hour ride over to Bellagio, and that was because the boat was stopping to drop people off and pick up additional people along the way. So it's a nice leisurely ride, but you don't even mind because the weather was perfect, it was beautiful, and the sights were really good to look at. So it was a lot of fun. This tour was taken through TripAdvisor. And so we were able to get a bus ride from Milan into Lake Como, which was maybe about an hour or so, I'm thinking. And then from there, we took the boat over to Bellagio. It's so pretty. You just want to just snap the same picture over and over again, but it was really nice. You just want to capture it all. It's so pretty. And I think George Clooney lives up in Lake Como. So now we're on the boat and we're taking the ride over.
Montraggio, Galli, Montraggio.
some things that we saw was almost like looking at a picture. It was just unreal how pretty it was. I can only imagine what it would be like to live up in these hills. So very pretty. So these are just more pictures along the way and more of the houses and get a better view of what the homes look like. They don't look like, like they would be all that fabulous from here, but I know that they are because they cost a lot of money and not just anyone can live up there. I think Jay Leno has a home there as well. We picked a really good time of year to go. It was early June. The weather was really, really nice, probably in the high 70s, low 80s. Clear weather. We did not encounter rain. So that made it very nice. You didn't need a jacket or anything, and it wasn't too hot. So very, very nice. Keep going.
Good?
I'm good.
All right. See you at the top.
See you at the top. The pictures here are in Bellagio going up to the top. It was rough. It was a lot of stairs. It doesn't look like it, but it was a long way up there, but very well worth it because you got great views of the city looking back. So it was worth going up there, but I was very winded by the time I got up to the top. So definitely recommend very comfortable walking shoes to be able to take it all in and get up to the top to be able to look back and see the beautiful cities and islands around. There's shopping up there as well, restaurants up there. Once you get up to the top, there's things on the lower part of the city as well, but it's nice to go up and see everything. They have water taxis that take them from one island to the next. There's, like I said, probably 5, 6 islands that we passed along the way, so lots of places to go from Bellagio. These are some of the meals we had while in Italy. Gelato, of course, is very popular and very good. All flavors that you can enjoy. I ate lots of salads, which were really good. And of course, pizza. Who can go to Italy without having pizza and pasta, which was really good as well. And here's another pasta dish. And then this is a famous dish for Milan called risotto Milanese, I believe. It was really good. More of Lake Como. Now this process here is how the cars get over to the island. Cars are brought over on a ferry. So these are cars arriving on the island. They are getting off of the ferry. I had never seen this process before, so I was quite fascinated by it. The cars, they just pile them on there and then they pile them off. This is them arriving on the island. Coming up in a minute where the process of loading the boats on the ferry to leave the island. So we were on the ferry with the cars leaving the island, going over to Bellagio. Like I said, we took a bus from Milan into Lake Como, and then a boat from Lake Como over to Bellagio, and then going back, we took the ferry from Bellagio over to an island. I can't remember the name, but it was about a 10-minute ride. And from there, we got on a bus to go back to Milan. And this was all arranged through TripAdvisor. It was one of the tours that they offered, a day trip to Lake Como and Bellagio, but very well worth a beautiful, beautiful place to visit if you are in Milan and have the time to dedicate to taking this tour. So now this is the process for loading the cars onto the ferry to leave the island. They just pile them on, and the people just kind of stand around to the side as the cars come on. It's quite interesting. The people that own the cars, they're able to sit in the cars, or they can get out and stand out and watch the views as the ferry takes off. So some of the drivers will stay in. As you see here, she was on her phone, and others stand around and just talk and enjoy the views. Process is pretty efficient too. The cars just kind of come right on. They're already lined up waiting for the ferry, and once they empty it out, they allow the cars to come on. And the whole process really doesn't take too terribly long to do. So now we have gotten off the ferry, and we are going to get the bus. I keep forgetting. We got a bus then, and took that back to Milan. That was a really nice bus ride. I really enjoyed it. We went through some of the really small towns, and we were able to get a really up close look at the houses up in there, and the natives out doing their laundry or hanging their laundry out to dry, and local restaurants and bars and whatnot. So that was really interesting to see. I really enjoyed that part of it as well, just seeing how the locals live. I liked it when I travel, really learn and explore the culture and try to understand what it's like, because life is different in different parts of the world. So I do like to partake in that. So these are just some of the sights that you see along the way in the bus ride back. Some of the homes, the tops of the homes, we're riding up kind of like in the hills or mountains or whatever. So now this is a Starbucks. We're back in Milan now, and I thought this was fascinating. This was unlike any other Starbucks that I have ever seen before. I think it was called a Reserve. I'm not sure. I will put the name of it here. I just recently learned that they were opening one up in Chicago, but this is the Starbucks in Milan. It was so very different. It was very, very fancy, and they didn't have like your normal cups of coffee that we would get in the States. And this was not the typical Starbucks in Italy either. This was a special store, but it was very interesting. So these are just some sites back in the city of Milan. Pretty typical European city, but just with a lot of fashion emphasis and shopping and things like that you see along the way. I think that was a part of a stadium that we saw. Very interesting place. And again, back to this mall open. It was sort of like an open mall, but they had all the high-end shopping there and restaurants, and also some places to buy souvenirs as well. That was in here. But it's a pretty popular place right over near Duomo, so a lot of tourists hang out there or at least encounter this area during their stay in the city of Milan.
Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect